as far as that goes. So the other thing that I'm, you know, that's sort of fascinating about him is the amount he reads and the extent to which he reads. I saw an interview where you said you were reading Paradise Lost, for goodness.
Yeah.
How did that go?
Well, you know, I went to a really academic school, and I didn't do as much work there as I should have. But, and that's okay, because, you know, I think later on in life, we appreciate these things more sometimes. I wish we could go to college later rather than earlier. Probably books resonate more, you understand things. So, I don't know, I'd studied Paradise Lost a little bit, you know, and I wanted to just read it again. I think it's really powerful stuff. I mean, your modern idea, I mean, all of you also, of hell would come from actually Dante or Milton, you know, and whether you know it or not. And those descriptions of brimstone and sulfur. So he builds a palace. He's God's most favorite angel, Lucifer. And he is asked to bow down against, to God's newest creation, which is man. And he says, no, you know, man is weak. I won't bow down. And there's this whole war, which they lose. And the idea is that he fought against God, which is kind of cool in a way, you know. It is one of the greatest characters in the literary world. So he's brooding in hell and thinking about how to get his revenge with these burnt wings and past glory. I think that's romantic. And his architect builds him a palace of gold in hell called Pandemonium. So that word you must have heard. That's where it comes from.
Really? I didn't actually know that.
So it's great stuff. Milton is fantastic. Bit heavy, I mean, you know. You can't, I don't think I can read the whole thing. But certain descriptions, certain passages are great fun,
So the other thing that he loves, which is, you know, the opposite end of the spectrum, it's safe to say, from Milton, is of course an abiding love for the works of Agatha Christie on screen. And in fact, your mom has actually also played a version, right? A Bengali version of The Mirror Cracked from Side to Side.
Has she? Yes, with Ritu Porno Ghosh's film.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you want to ask a specific question?
Well, no, I was just wondering if I could test the Poirot knowledge.
Sure, you could. Yeah, you know, I haven't.
Or anything, if you want to expand on Poirot, I'm happy. I will listen to, you know.
I think detectives are such fascinating creations and the way they solve crimes and things. But Poirot is a lovely one because he's not French. He's, you know, Belgian and keeps reminding people. And he's very meticulous about how he does things and places things and his thoughts. And he's quite egoistic also, you know. He wants to be like really famous, and he loves getting recognized.
Yes.
So he's not low-key like Sherlock Holmes or something. So I think those differences are interesting, like how Sherlock Holmes says you can. He's a consulting detective. He's not a detective, so he's probably more my favorite actually than Poirot. He gives the police the credit all the time. He's just happy solving it.
I feel like I've heard you talk about Poirot, like in random references for about. Like over a span of about 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, sure.
So you watch every evening. So I wanted to ask, and actually I don't know if this makes me an absolute geek and if anyone other than the two of us would even be interested in the deep abiding understanding of the world of Agatha Christie. But okay, so who is, for example, who is Poirot's secretary?
Oh God, Miss, what's her name? Yeah, you come back to me. I remember it. I mean, it's
Valet?
No. Hastings and Miss Lemon.
Miss Lemon.
Miss Lemon is the secretary.
Hastings is the best friend.
He's got some butler name, Carruthers or something, I can't remember.
George.
George, is it George?
George, I think. And the friend at Scotland Yard?
Japp, Inspector Japp.
Well done.
Yeah.
So clearly I have to start watching the TV shows as well. The other thing that he knows wonderfully is Shakespeare.
Well, I wouldn't say wonderfully because you need to be taught Shakespeare by geniuses. You can. It's so great, you can even read it, basically. It's a great story. There's a lot in there. So, some things I've been taught, some things I've read on my own, but I'm by no means an expert,
But favorites?
You know, Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth and Hamlet would be favorites.
Yes.
Macbeth because it's kind of dark and there's a thriller there, you know. Taming of the Shrew I did in school. Antony and Cleopatra.
Really?
Romeo and Juliet, not read much ado about nothing. So read about 6, it's not bad.
That's not bad at all, and to know them well. So if I were to sort of read out random lines, would you, they're not difficult, but you know, would you be able to?
Let's see.
All right, two households both alike in
Romeo and Juliet.
Well done.
The opening line.
I am one, sir, that comes to tell you your daughter, well, this is actually very easy, but I just thought it was hilarious and you get a kick out of it. I am one, sir, that comes to tell you your daughter and the boa are now making the beast with two backs.
That'd be Othello as well.
Yes.
The beast with two backs.
I know. He was a naughty fellow. And do you know the Tomorrow and Tomorrow or any of them?
Yeah, tomorrow creeps on this petty pace from day to day.
To the last
Lies
syllable.
walking shadow.
A poor player that struts.
Struts and frets his eye upon the stage. It is a tale told by an idiot full of sound and fury, signifying nothing.
And I have to say that last line is particularly the most powerful one.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
It
Macbeth is a great.
Yes, and applies to just about everyone.
Yeah.